Oh my god, this is so steep.
Access for wheelchair users is an issue. While the fully able or ambulance can negotiate most obstacles, those with mobility issues rely on specific access points to get around. We follow Ashraf Ghazali for 2 tests of barrier-free access using the wheelchair for navigation. First is using the OneMap barrier-free access pilot testing app, and then it's over to Jem to navigate the first mall with an accessibility guide.
Hi, I'm Ashraf. Today we're in the heart of Ang Mo Kio. I'll be testing a new app from SLA called OneMap Barrier-Free Access Pilot Testing App, and we'll see how it goes.
Ashraf has been tasked to navigate from Ang Mo Kio Central to Ang Mo Kio MRT station through various landmarks. The app also provides locations of barrier-free access points, as well as updates on detours when there are construction areas.
Sometimes we still can get lost despite the app telling you exactly where to go. Having a 3D model will really help to show, okay, maybe the ramp is like near this shop or behind here. From Dixon Mall, we had to take the overhead bridge. There's a lift, but because the lift is shared, right? People don't really have that priority mindset towards the disabled community. So it's like whoever is there first goes in first. That's one of the toughest problems I face most of the time.
Ashraf was in a road accident in 2018 that severed his spine and left him paralyzed from the chest down.
So the first issue I faced was the proper accessible ramp was actually cordoned off because I guess they were doing some maintenance work. We had to do a detour.
Oh my god, this is so steep.
The road was very steep and very unsafe in a way because it is not meant for people like me lah. Some areas has those stoppers. Going over bumpy areas can cause people like me to have spasms, which can actually affect where my leg position will be on the wheelchair. It's very bumpy, this thing, so that can be a big issue lah. If it gets caught, then I'm just gonna fall, you know. The app does lead you to very accessible places, but some of the ramps can be very long and steep as well. It can really bring your morale down sometimes because you just wish that there is an easier way instead of going up winding slopes or steep ones for that matter. The app does tell you, but maybe having pictures will make it clearer. So this is the end point of the trial session, which is Ang Mo Kio MRT station exit B. The app really works wonders lah. I have never experienced going from point A to point B with that much ease. So I hope what this app can bring for the future is accessibility for the disabled community. If it's more widespread, hopefully it can bring more awareness towards the general public about why accessibility is so important to us, so that we can be more integrated as a whole.
Hi Ashraf.
Hello.
I'm Serene from the Singapore Land Authority. Thank you for trying our app this morning.
Sure, no problem.
So I heard some of your feedbacks, and I just want to let you know we're looking at incorporating a steep ramp alert on the map when we roll out.
Okay, cool.
The Singapore Land Authority's OneMap barrier-free access pilot testing app will launch in March 2024. Jem is the first mall to work with the Disabled People's Association to produce an accessibility guide, which will also be available in March 2024. Lend-Lease, which owns Jem, hopes to create more accessibility guides for its other malls.
We're now here at Jem. After testing out being in a public space, we're now here in a mall to see how accessible it is. As a disabled driver, I'm looking for handicap lots. Were relatively easy. The signs were very clear as to where I have to go. There were choices for me to get up to level 1. There was a travelator, there were lifts available. The travelator was relatively safe because it's not too steep of an incline. So I choose to use the travelator instead of waiting for the lift lah. So using the directory itself, it was quite easy. There's also a QR code on the directory itself where you can scan. It will lead you to the directory itself lah. This mall is actually the first mall that I've seen having this, so you don't have to keep trying to find directories everywhere throughout the mall. There are 6 lifts apparently, but 3 on either side of the mall, which I don't think is very convenient as a wheelchair person, because 3 is not a huge amount considering the size of the mall and the amount of people that could be in it. Getting to the supermarket was also quite easy. There's a lot of signs everywhere. And then after that, I had to withdraw some cash. So locating an ATM within the mall was also quite easy. With the app, I could find the different ATMs with the different banks. Toilets here are quite easy to find. They have sufficient space. And more importantly, the doors do react quickly to the buttons. Some of us have the inability to hold our bladder. Another important thing is actually having dustbins in the toilet. I have to use a catheter, so after using it, we will need to dispose. So when there's no dustbin in the toilet, it could be very unhygienic, and you have to locate like another dustbin outside of the toilet itself, which is kind of gross lah. So after I've done all my errands, I did want to find out how easy it is to get to the MRT station. There was a slight setback, a short slope up towards the MRT station. That was quite effortful because it was quite steep, but in general I would say JAM is quite easy to navigate around, but the issue does fall to the users in the mall. People are multitaskers in a way where they like to walk and use their phones because we are out of the general eye level of people. So when we go unnoticed, it can be quite a danger to others because rolling over regular people's feet can be quite a painful thing lah. My biggest wish is for people to understand the meaning of priority access. It may not take a lot of your time to give us way, but it will definitely mean a lot to us.